Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out my book on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifan Chukwuekeze. Sit down. Thank you. Stick around, right? Yes, it is understood that the decision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to lift the sanctions on Niger Republic shows that ECOWAS has fallen down on his face, and after the grandstanding, showing that ECOWAS lacks what it takes to pack a punch. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebonade 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan Ekeze. Yes, it is also perceived in some quarters that Nigeria must come down from its high horses and shun the intimidation strategy. The Senate budget pardon controversy still lingers as Senator Ningi is suspended. It is said that the legislative power that rests on the National Assembly is used in, removing or adding to the budget itself. It is said that the Senate have the powers to look through the budget and adjust on the issues of intervention. So whatever the Senate added or subtracted cannot be said to be pardoned in any way. Meanwhile, in kidnapping issues in Nigeria, like a military seeks foreign assistance in intelligence gathering, a lot is happening in our politics this morning. So let me get to it. Let me bring you up to speed on the happenings this morning on our political space. Political views on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. The headlines. On our headlines this morning, party owns government, says Fashola. It's good for us to share ideas with mutual respect. Sanwo-Olu tells More hardship for Nigerians. Amid budget controversy, Akpabio constituency gets 21 billion naira. Amid budget controversy, Akpabio's constituency gets 21 billion naira. Uzodemma Oroma explore investment potentials in Imo. Our disruptive approach turning Enugu's fortunes around. Mba. Insecurity. Federal government to recruit more police, soldiers that are represented in National Assembly. Tinubu's appointees causing him problems. Allen Onyema. Oronsanya reports Tinubu asked me to write for conversion of army. Soludo to community. You will have a traditional ruler of your choice. Now, details. And the first story we have for you this morning on political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM is a party owns Victoria Island in Lagos. He spoke on the sidelines of the 18th edition of the Lagos State Executive Legislative Palais with the team engaging all for inclusive governance, hands on for a greater Lagos rising. Fashola said that such gatherings, apart from enhancing executive legislative relationship, were important in bridging the party up to speed with the goings on in government. For this kind of team building, it is very critical, and it is also helps to bring the party into the play, because at the end of the day, it is the party that owns government. All the politicians must belong to one party in Nigeria. At least they campaign on the manifesto of the party. If you like, this is a fact-checking exercise or something similar, where the party is conscious or made aware of what the government is doing, what its elected officials are doing or are planning to do for the people on whose behalf they hold authority, he said. Fashola said the elected leaders could not operate in isolation. The former Minister for Works said that team building and seamless communication was crucial for the development of democracy. The next story we have for you this morning is good for us to share ideas with mutual respect. Sanwo-Olu tells legislators. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State on Friday promised to maintain a harmonious relationship with the State Assembly, noting that it is good for the executive and the legislative arm to share ideas with mutual respect. Sanwo-Olu said this in Lagos at the 18th edition of the Executive Legislative Palais with the team engaging all for inclusive governance, hands-on for a greater Lagos rising. Sanwo-Olu said that though the speaker, Mr. Mudashiru Obasa, was not physically present at the Palais, he had worked with him in ensuring good governance in the state. He commended Obasa and the entire lawmakers for their commitment and passion toward ensuring a better Lagos, urging them to keep it up. Good governance can be derived with good policies. The partnership between the legislative arm and the executive is crucial for the development of our state into a mega city. Decision making should be as participatory as much as possible. This is to ensure inclusiveness, putting into consideration the needs of the populace. We need a lot of collaborative effort from all stakeholders. I commend the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly. The Speaker is not here, but we have consistently put heads together to give residents of the state good governance, he said. Dr. Afolabi Tajuddin, the Special Advisor, Office of Political, Legislature and Civic Engagement, the convener of the parley, said that the essence was to ensure that the two arms of government continue to work. Still on our political space this morning, Uzodinma Orama explore investment potentials in Imo. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has met with the president of Africa Export Import Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, in Cairo, Egypt, where the two discussed in details the investment potentials of Imo State, according to a statement by the Chief Press Secretary and Media Advisor to the Governor of Wike Machuku. During Uzodinma's inauguration for a second term in office earlier this year, Uzodinma assured that he would intensify efforts at exploring avenues that would make natural resources in Imo State exploitable. The statement said that the governor was passionate about turning the huge arable land, gas deposits, and other abundant natural resources in Imo State into sources of revenue generation for the state and employment opportunities for the unemployed youth demography. At the Cairo meeting with Orama during the week, Governor Uzodinma and his state will be better off based on the matters under discussion with Orama. Still on our political space this morning, a disruptive approach turning Enugu's fortunes around. Mba, Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, has said that only radical thinking and a creative approach to governance, such as that adopted by his administration, could stimulate rapid economic development in the 36 states of Nigeria. The governor stated this during a public lecture titled Enugu State, Nigeria, New Political Leadership, Bold Economic Vision, Spotlight on the Health and Education Strategies, which he delivered at the London School of Economics Thursday evening. Mba maintained that the exigencies of the times in Nigeria required a bold and unusual solutions that come from thinking outside the box. Hence, his administration's ambitious economic vision and the radical policies and programs being executed in health, education, security, water, and road infrastructure. He said the single boldest projection that encapsulates that we intend to accomplish is our target to grow the economy of Enugu State sevenfold. Simply put, our vision is to grow the state's GDP from $4.4 billion that we met to at least $30 billion in the next 4 to 8 years. Another bold plan is the commitment to attain a 0% poverty headcount index in Enugu State. He, however, observed that realizing the set targets would depend greatly on the wellness of the state's workforce. Hence, his government's numerous health projects and innovations, which were already yielding results in his short while in office. And the next story we have for you this morning, insecurity. Federal government to recruit more police, soldiers, Yaradua. Senator Abu Aziz Yaradua said yesterday that the federal government was working on recruiting more security personnel to battle the rising crime rates in the country. The senator spoke as a guest on television on a day the forum of state chairman of All Progressive Congress APC advised President Bola Tinubu to wield the big stick in the fight against insecurity. But troops stepped up their game in Taraba and Zamfara states, killing 4 terrorists while it also rescued some hostages in Kogi state. Speaking to newsmen, Senator Yaradua said, first of all, you have to understand that we have a problem with the strength of the police and the military and other security agencies that we have. They cannot really police and secure this nation. You must understand that, and I know the president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is working on that. He said on Friday's edition that Nigeria is fighting banditry, kidnapping, oil bunkering, and a host of other crimes. While victories have been recorded on many fronts, Senator Yaradua of Castina Central lamented the number of security agencies to which he said, if you put all of them together, they are not up to 1 million in a country of 220 million people. However, the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Army explained that there are plans to correct this. According to him, with the number of security personnel in Nigeria, criminals will have the upper hand. You see, in this type of insurgency we are fighting, you need the strength of the army, police, and other security agencies must be increased. First of all, you have know that the number of forests we have in Nigeria, where we have these criminals, have increased. Is almost 100 forest reserves. If you look at the Northwest, the latest statistics we have from civil societies and some security experts is that we have over 30,000 bandits, kidnappers, excuse me. If you look at the Northwest, the latest statistics we have from civil societies and some security experts is that we have over 30,000 bandits and kidnappers. So if you look at it with the strength of military personnel we have, we cannot tackle insecurity, he said. Apart from the recruitment of security personnel, Senator Yaradua said underdevelopment is also at the heart of rising insurgency in Nigeria. Still on the happenings on our political space this morning, Southeast underrepresented in National Assembly, Biafra Nationalist Movement. The Igbo Biafra Nationalist Movement on Thursday said the Southeast region was underrepresented at the National Assembly, considering the number of states in each region. The convener, Igbo Biafra Nationalist Movement, Mazi Uche Mofo, stated this to newsmen while speaking on the Southeast marginalization of state creation. According to Mazi Mofo of the Igbo Biafra Nationalists and the indigenous people of Igbo Nation for Self-Determination, said Northwest 7 states, Northeast 6 states, North Central 6 states, Southwest 6 states, South 6 states, Southeast 5 states. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria regulates the allocation of senators to each geopolitical zone in Nigeria. According to the 1999 Constitution as amended, every state is granted 3 senators in National Assembly. Consequently, the allocation of senators in Nigeria to each geopolitical zone is contingent upon the number of states inside the zone. According to the statistical information provided above, the distribution of senators among Nigeria's geopolitical zones is as follows: Northwest, 21 senators, 7 states, and 3 senators per state. Northeast, 18 senators, 6 states, 3 senators per state. North Central, 18 senators, 6 senators, 6 states, 3 senators per state. Southwest, 18 senators, 6 states, 3 senators per state. South, 18 senators, 6 states, 3 senators per state. Southeast, 15 senators, 5 states, 3 senators per state. FCT also designated as North, 1 senator. Based on the above facts, the Southeast geopolitical zone has the lowest number of states, resulting in the lowest number of senators in the Nigerian National Assembly. The Southeast region comprises 5 states and is represented by 15 senators. By contrast, the remaining geopolitical zones possess a more significant number of states, resulting in a higher allocation of senators, 18 each. In this context, the Southeast geopolitical zone is losing in terms of the number of senators it has relative to the other geopolitical zones in Nigeria. This situation reflects the impact of the number of states within each zone on the allocation of senators in the National Assembly, the geopolitical zones, and the number of House of Representatives members allocated to each zone as follows. Northwest, 92 members. Northeast, 43 members. North Central, 49 members. Southwest, 71 members. South-South, 61 members. 43 members. FCT also designated as North 2 members. Based on the provided statistical data, it is evident that both the Southeast and the Northeast regions have an representation in the House of Representatives with only 43 members each. Furthermore, despite the Northeast having 43 representatives, it still measures up with the 18 senators, whether Southeast remains constantly a disadvantage, being short of 3 senators and so being underrepresented, Uchemofo stated. Still on our political space this morning, Soludo to community, you will have a traditional ruler of your choice. Anambra security ravaged Asia community that they will get traditional ruler of their choice. He spoke at the weekend when the leaders of the community stormed the government in a peaceful protest over the traditional stool. Asia in Ihiala local government is one of the 6 communities held hostage by government in a long time. The traditional ruler elected in the community, Professor Titus Eze, died before his swearing in, and since then the community have been without a monarch. Already 12 persons have indicated interest in succeeding the late monarch elect. However, the leader of the community, led by Odu, Chike, Moalo, and Ichie Bennett Abaniwu, said the community was ready for election with the help of the state government. The next story we have for you this morning is more hardships for Nigerians as inflation hits 31.7%, worse in 28 years. Consumer prices remain stubbornly elevated in Nigeria as the February Consumer Price Index (CPI) reading, otherwise known as inflation, released yesterday by the National Bureau of Statistics, indicated that headline inflation scaled by 1.8 percentage points to 31.7%, the highest level since April 1996. The inflation rate, which was a negative surprise to analysts, outpaced the Bloomberg consensus estimate of 31.3% and the 31.1 projection of analysts at the Cardinal Stone Finance, a Lagos-based investment house. The unabated inflation pressure indicates that Nigeria remains within the top 10 countries with the highest inflation reading in Africa. Most inflationary pressure in Nigeria remains skewed to the food basket of the CPI, with the corresponding food inflation reading settling at 37.9% in February 2024, 2.5 ppts higher than in January 2024. The analyst stated this is unsurprising as our channel checks indicated a material jump in prices of food products like rice, a consequence of the increasing depletion of food reserves and the incessant insecurity issues in food producing regions. The rising food prices appear to be hitting Nigerians hard as it triggered protests in some parts of the country during the review period. Also, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has warned that 8.0% of Nigerians are at a high risk of food insecurity if the current trajectory persists. Also, the elevated energy prices have continued to pressure transport inflation with a second order impact on food prices. MBS said in February 2024, the headline inflation rate increased to 31.70% relative to the January 2024 headline inflation rate, which was 29.9%. The next story we have for you this morning, Oron Sanya reports, Tinubu asked me to write for conversion of Army University, Zulum. As network will not allow us to bring you that story, we skip over to this story. The government has raised the alarm that the Economic and Financial Crimes raise false and fractious charges against the former Governor Yahaya Bello. It accused the commission of executing a political agenda instead of fighting corruption in accordance with its constitutional mandate. Kogi government said EFCC should come clean on reasons for witch hunting the former governor instead of the false narrative of missing money. A statement by the state government signed by Information Communication Commissioner Kingsley Powell condemned what he described as a persecution and the media trial of the former governor. He alleged that some powerful politicians are bent on destroying the image of Bello out of vendetta. The statement reads, it is said, the amended charges in which the name of the former governor was mentioned are false, fallacious, frivolous, fictitious, and far from the truth. They are cooked up charges that signpost their desperation to call a dog a bad name in order to hang it. The intention was to sensationalize the whole scenario and promote a media war against the former governor and other officials of government. Kogi government called on President Bola Tinubu to order a special probe into what is happening in Kogi State before the EFCC is pushed into being used as a hired gun by political hawks who are acting a selfish and over-ambitious script. He said those who had personal grievances could vent their grievances without dragging Bello's name in the mud and that of Kogi State in the mud, adding that he believes in the transparency, accountability, and probity in line with the trend from 2016. The statement reads, as a subnational in the Nigerian nationhood, we wish to express our utmost respect for agencies set up to perform specific functions towards the greatness of Nigeria. The Kogi State government is also consciously committed to the determination of the present administration to stop corruption and fight corruption. And the next story we have for you this morning, I don't want to be your friend. It's not by force. Wike blasts FCT Senator King Gibe. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yenso Wike, has told the senator representing the FCT, Ireti King Gibe, that he cannot be coerced into becoming her friend. Wike lambasted the senator, accusing her of blackmailing him instead of communicating her problems through the right channels, or better still, focusing on her oversight functions. The former Rivers governor stated this in an interview with journalists in Abuja, stating that the lawmaker is aggrieved because the Senate president snubbed her for the position of Senate Committee on FCT. I don't want to be personal. She's the senator for FCT. She went around saying, Wike is scrapping roads. I should leave the roads till when the potholes come, Wike said. Somebody wants to be your friend, and you say, I don't want to be your friend. Is it by force? The problem is that she wanted to be chairman, Senate Committee on FCT, and the Senate President said, I'm not giving you. What are you going to supervise me? You cannot supervise me. What is her interest? That I must see her. If I have a problem, I will go and see her. I don't have a problem. Nobody can intimidate me. Look, I was a minister before. I became a governor of one of the most important states in Nigeria. And she thinks that the only way you can bring me to go to channel, saying that a minister is not carrying me along. I don't have the back to carry. It is not about blackmailing. Do the right thing. You know her problem. She ran election with my friend Philip Aduda, and she sees me taking Philip everywhere instead of her being the senator. Should I abandon my friend because she failed the election? Wike. And lastly, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, Oran Sanya report. Tinubu asked me to write for conversion of Army University, Zulum. President Bola Tinubu has instructed Borno State Governor to submit a memorandum on plans to convert the Nigerian Army University, B, Borno State, a regular university. The implementation of Oran Sanya report, which was recently adopted by the federal government, had proposed that the Nigerian Army University be summed up in into Nigerian Defense Academy as a faculty. But the Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, had argued against the plan right from when it was announced and made further move at stopping the move on Friday by Tinubu to suggest the exploration of other options. Speaking to journalists at the State House Abuja after meeting with President Tinubu, Governor Zulum revealed that the federal government was open to considering the alternative of converting the institution to a regular university under the Federal Ministry of Education. Disclosing the development to journalists after his meeting with Tinubu, Zulum said, I saw Mr. President on the issue of Army University, BIU, because recently there was a communication from the presidency that some institutions will be merged according to Oran Sanya report. Zulum explained, I saw Mr. President on the issue of Army University because, okay, he said the government and the people of Borno State have hailed this great initiative. It is a very good one. But however, we have pleaded to Mr. President to reconsider the issue of Army University merger with the Nigerian Defense Academy. He said the institution serves a larger population from southern Borno whose chances of getting a tertiary education is in jeopardy. Southern Borno State is a very important region, not only in Borno State, but also in the entire country. There are a huge number of children that are willing to study, and they don't have any federal universities in the zone. Once this Army University is merged with the NDA, we may encounter a huge number of out of school children as a result of absence of university in that part of the state. Yes, there you have it. A lot is happening around us, but the one that draws our attention the most is Southeast underrepresented in National Assembly. Biafra nationalists movement. This is being said by the person saying this is Uche Mofo, and he is the convener of Igbo Biafra nationalist movement, Mazi Uche Mofo. What is your take on all of this? We are also looking into this issue of hardship in the country, as these predictions of hyperinflations. As it is said that more hardships for Nigerians as inflation hits 31.7% worse in 28 years. What is your take? The numbers you will call and then you become part of the conversation remains 070-3445-9334 or 070-4559-2210. You can send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, Otutoma, my brother. Keke, man. Biko, when you go, you got any rusa, oh? Hello? 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 Okay, sorry. Please call us back. Network are there, friendly where you are. But let's hear from you right about now. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Ada kwa mama keke ngwa na kwanza. No. Gabani rusa, oh?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Ọgwụgwọ ya adịghị arụ and a ga-esi ya mgbe ọbụla ha nwatụ ebute ibe na-eme ebe a na-achị ịkpọkọta ụmụaka ka ike nne ọ bụ iyi nne dị anyị ịzọpụ onwe anyị n'aka ndị na-ejizi mmadụ ọka ibu ihe nne na mbụ bifọ ndị a ga-esi mmadụ ibudo ma ndị ahụ ibudo mmadụ sitere ahụ isi lebụl ka nwa gị ejigo na ha nọ n'etiti ebe isi na mmadụ bụ ya terọrist na-emebi obodo na-emebi akụnụba obodo na-egbukwu ma mmadụ agaghị ewere kpara onye ahụ na-eji ya niile ndị ọbọkụ iyi ya akwụ kwesịrị ya ma ọ debe a gọjebe ndị obi i were bịa tie na sosayiti na nwatọ ime ọdịgo sosaiti ahụ ga-eme ya ọfụma ndị isi ka na-achọ ajụjụ a na-achọ ụmụaka ise kpọkọrọ ndị ya na nkịtị na-abụ eji onye gwe nwa ya kpọpụta nwa m ahụ eje ebe ahụ biko na a nwụchitara ndị ahụ kwesịrị ka aba ha fụọ ndị isi ije ya anyị eji mispe profession of udo tebụl na mgbede n'ọdịsi ya onye na-emetakwa they will recruit them into Nigeria police force or into anything. And the person you go to the one on our book, they say, I'm not going to go to the back and do that. I am more. Once the soldier is still a soldier, once the killer is still a killer. So now I'm on the move. I go to the other. Someone here to do the way I say, okay. I don't need them before. Put them before. Some way to talk about one thing. When you go there.
Okay.
And I thought I might be a mindset. Someone will know what that is. Okay, look at that. All right, that's
mana the thing bụ ihe ọ na-ekwu that na ndị Igbo dị underrepresented ọ na ọ bụla eziokwu
ọ na-ekwu ya ka agakwa ndị Igbo tupu okwu igwe abụghị omume mba gwa mem ọkpọkpọ ọmụbịa mbụ a na-achọ ịma onye ọbụla hụ ya na aka na-achọ ka nkwụsị ike na ọkpụ uwe oche Naijiria Igbo nwaanyị ya kwụ ebe a kwụsị ike na-ekwesịrị nke onye eme onye emezie ọkọ ihe mere ka eji amata nke ọzọ ya adị
okay abịa na nke ị na-ekwu na obi tray and all of that ihe nyenwapụ mgbe ọ pụ bụ na a na-targetizi our people no ihe nyenwapụ na the information na everything na-aga out bụ ihe na-emezi ka target our people citing Monday sit at home and all of that no ya mere nyenwa ji wee gbụrụ onwe ya from the entire thing So no everything. Okay. Man, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from others. What do you have to say about all of this? Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
This is the voice of Honorable Onyedi.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, I'm calling from Ogidi.
Please go on, sir.
Really, I don't know where to start.
Okay.
Because everything has got to come at us. Look at, we have 30,000 bandits to kidnappers operating in Nigeria. There are even more than registered voters in this country. Then how can we experience democracy when there is such? And our ruling government just there busy giving juicy positions to their friends and allies. Nobody is thinking about security. It is only condolences, sending condolence message to victims of kidnapped families. What for? Like this 200 and something hundred people that are kidnapped. Where are they taken to? Who are cooking for them? Or are they still hungry instead? I mean, there is no camera to have. I mean, pictures where they are taken to. Are they taken away with the helicopter or trailer or luxurious bus? I mean, this nation, there are so many questions that answer. The government in power does not want to do anything tangible to alleviate the sufferings of the people. They are only there talking of billions, 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 billions. Are we to die before our burial? In fact, I don't know how to start this nation because everything has gone astray. Things are falling apart and the center can no more hold. The mere anarchy has been loosed upon the world and we are facing an egalitarian society where everybody will go on rampage. It is better that we people have to sit up to these challenges. We don't need to fold our hands and start laughing while we are suffering. There will be no end to this insurgency because kidnapping has become the most lucrative business in the world. Now, especially in Nigeria, they are asking for 1 billion to release our students. And the government will go after it.
No, the president said that there's no more paying of ransom, from the federal government. So that's the thing.
In the white paper, if they did not pay it, if those children are massacred, who will bear the brunt? Is he so ashamed to go and bring Israelis or one of the experts in the world to come and come in security in Nigeria?
Okay, based on that one, the military is now seeking for foreign help when it comes to intelligence gathering and all of that. So I think that is now under the pipeline. So it is happening. It's going to happen too.
There is no help the military is seeking.
Okay.
The Tokana jets we acquired the other day for fighting insurgency, they are using it in conveying money away. They are not using it for the purpose. So when the military is up there, it is for them to be budgeted some money and for them to embezzle.
Okay, like what you just said now, we need, before we say, okay, it's a fact, we need evidence to it in the first place. If you are sure of what you're saying.
Where are those jets for the first time?
Okay.
Then kidnappers are rampaging everywhere. Even when you bring out a pot of soup now, it will be high time when you start cooking in the fire. People will come and zoom away with their pot of soup. There is hunger everywhere. The prices of things are changing like wrinkle of a clock. If you go in now to buy something in the market, if you go back, the person will hold it. because you must have had a news that the product is no more.
Okay.
Then what is the government doing? They remove the fuel subsidy. In fact, this government has nothing to offer us. They are just here to suffer the singing populace. Because I have not seen anything good in their lexicon. There is nothing like goodness. They are just there. Whatever that goes, goes. And I mean, we cannot be subjected to this kind of, I mean, it is a kind of felony.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know, Martin, yes, this is my submission.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. We'll hear from others now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. But the ones you said about military using the Tucano jet to, lift money, we don't know about that. But let's hear from the next person. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Adam, I can go on.
We thank God.
So,
Biko abụ m Chifoko ya esi m ọka akpọ.
Abaniru Sao.
Biko saịdị nchọ ntị ọnụ bụ short security. Ife Martin, ejina 80s and 90s, ihe anyị nwere bụ SS. And that SS from the Nigerian police esi enwe. The people, and our people, what they wear is the plain clothes. And with those people, the people can come home and live in one village or one town or a village, live in a house, live there for years just to gather information.
Okay.
But since then, we have multiple security, instead of expanding security, expanding it. What I mean, we recruit more and more training to the Nigeria police or army.
Yeah.
They are busy creating more
agencies and all of that, right?
Agencies,
Okay.
More agencies. Martin, what happened to me last week?
Okay.
You see that these people, they are just there for nothing. One of the agencies, one of the security agents in Nigeria, I listened a complaint of threatening. My God, today they have not done anything. It is really that some the problem look at it. So you see, it's not creating agents to be a problem in this country. The political will to galvanize what we have is the problem. If they can expand the Nigerian army, expand the Nigerian police force, in fact, they put to the task. If those days they haven't got the SSF,
hello?
These people work, that people work tireless in this country.
Okay.
Supposed to apply what will help us, not what other countries are doing. You know how I am?
Yes, yes.
All you said, you money say you won't follow, you may apply. Since the collapse of security agencies, since the output of that effect from that Nigeria police force, in fact, security in Nigeria has become a laughing agency. So, let me go back to drawing board.
Okay.
Reform that agent for Nigeria police. They are doing work. I'm aware. They are doing work. Even in this issue of kidnapping in Boko Haram, you can see them even that the police then can even try to do one of them. Get more information they needed and tackle the security once for all. So it is interest are killing Nigeria. The interest they are having in terms of gaining the license. That is why the Nigeria continues to be like this. Complaints front and back. And we know our problem. So I advise the government, let them go back to the drawing board. Create that thing. Recruit more agencies for Nigeria police and the Nigeria army. They are able to do that. And they are not having finished again. Before they haven't finished, they want to do that.
Okay.
And if the two people, but for instance, any issue in their family, if they are in their hands, they will not tackle the issue. So over and they're going to investigate to the people that go forth. You see that they will tackle the insecurity we are having in Nigeria.
Okay.
This is my submission.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Yes, we need to hear from you. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space this morning? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Welcome back, sir.
Good morning. No more decision for this morning.
Gabani Rosa.
Foreign
The military.
yeah, don't compare the market to come out in the
Yes.
but to put the value of an hour. Every year, ya warm, the way I didn't have. But this is the here. I'm a money, then I need to be with this. Every day, I don't know. Ihe na-ekwesịghị ewe ya chụọ mana ndị mmadụ ana-ahụsị na blọked ebe a ka insekuriti bidoro na-akpọ ụlọ ndị mmadụ ọkụ na-akpọ ndị mmadụ ana ha na-eche ka ndị tupu a na-amụ nara doro mgbe ndị awụsa dịka ụba dị ise na aba nara aka ya na-akpọ na nna nna ndị ọzọ ya akacha na le ndị ebe ahụ ọzọ na ndị ekebe ebe ya ekpesịrị amama isi ebe a ahapụ ha development dị na na-achịchaghị
Above by force. Anyway, the thing is, as a Nigerian and Onion represent all help was him when it comes to because not yet protected the interests of Nigeria. He got the line, but as Nigerians, our sovereignty, together, then finding our problem together as a like trying to solve our problems together as a country. Or because we are here representing Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, good morning. Okay, welcome back, sir. Gabani Ruo. Akwesi. Yes. Can you get example? Dati Baba Ahmed, one on a particular TV station, the anchor Emily Hawk was saying, I sanction all the TV station at the end of the day. Then the lessons were learned. And when I imagine anything there, they get to talk to the person, even although the political figure. I won't you could ask him, and it is done. Anywhere, all media now. Listen, I find a Jakufa. maybe in na the aqua, he there pay attention to the times and caution on ya see you to go to ya done me. It is done. Now go see now bola if some mad on you anywhere on your solonia bolo. Even the president of Nigeria abri has solia organic. I hope.
Okay, I'll go for now. Then also them matches that he must take better under discussion. They don't do discussion that he must take better. How many years is on ever? How many years now on ever? What you whether he must take better under discussion. They don't discuss here.
Okay. Oh, discussion on where with particular individual. Now Egypt come on that discussion with the person. Now about Maka Oto Edozi Imo State and all of that. So no now be honest like when you know get better. I think only be honest about that.
You know when you could remember that now. Over all the metal cover of money, the one is gone. Oh, don't know that. But I didn't get the cover of money. The other one, and then get the money.
On discussion with the president of Africa Export Import Afrexim Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, na Cairo, Egypt, kind of when we have discussion. So Nyaka Onwesi, his chief press secretary, will release a message to Imo people. How much people governor no only due to apa, no he due to na Imo State will get better. No if na apa. Yes.
Especially in also.
Okay. Maybe for security reasons, maybe or for the investigations and all of that with time. Okay.
America has come to this Nigeria. Sometimes they professional and even usually die. And if they are United States, there are no to charge the parties and terrorists. And that's what you need to guys their brother that can do that. I went to I made a particular that now America just put about that. Just in Mexico and Nigeria. There you come with their drone. Make sure that they just all those terrorists in that north and that forest. And they come with their drone. And because they came, they went to the drone on this, you could die, and it's not and those. But now they have survived that is their drone, better than Nigeria. We take their drone now to go terrorists and panic and the whatever thing in that and after that match. They didn't have face match, nobody have got like a million that match or that. Nobody has, if we have so sorry. What the media is for family for money when who died. And the Canada. And India, America, and they're not like I went to bad and highway that I didn't say that to that.
Chikota Kai went about on also. Oh, Chikota. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Oh, Dalo, we'll get into that one in a about maybe face masks and all of that. Don't wake up on in Bastalo, America they rescue some of the citizens they kidnapped at the time. But we'll venture into that and buying up a proper fact of when it comes to that. But the numbers you call and then you become part of the conversation this morning remains 07034 9334 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
No.
Martin, I want everybody to know think I governor of Lagos State.
Fashola.
Fashola, yes, that's an party
the government. When you go to radio, get then why African ABC boy Gabazen Rusa.
Okay, yeah. That's when onye na-akpọ nụ bụ agụ na Betimo Frank Igbo.
No.
Yeah. Ihe m ji wee chebe ajụjụ ebe a, so nọọ pati nwe gọọmenti na ọbụghị tinye anyị nwa bụ a na-ekewa nụ pati ya ekewa. Otu ọchịcha APC rigotere n'ọchịchị, ha ma nwezi gọọmenti. DPP rigote, ha ma nwezi gọọmenti. And ọ ya kpatara otu ihe mmasịrị ha ka a na-eme ebe a. And ha dezie ụdị kọmishọn Naijiria tizie nke ha. Ọ ga-abụ ihe ọbụla na-emezi, ha nwa na-emezi which is their own party, which is wrong. I saw something inside it. That's why I just want to talk on it.
Okay.
Because even who put that no party in where government is rare. And the time of that none and where used to be much in Nigeria. And also the case is a particular intellectual in home. I know the idea of that thing. And I have the one here. Nandi people this morning.
Okay.
So no more that I got the okay can't they want this method to under and by how many has it.
Okay.
Because I know way how much it put here. I'm going I want to why not have a high in the
Okay.
I want to
Now, Nki about party at the time. In the final, if on a check or party not there to check the government to check on the people representing them. On behalf of the people. You have to go here. So you are able to check them, make sure that according to plans, the manifesto, the party you find in the first place at the end of the day. So no about the thing.
Okay. That's manifesto.
Okay. Okay, that one is a different discussion now. But no, na hang on, no, near check now, man, or na gafana or to pass with you are going to check can elected officials now the plans found for the people.
Okay. There's no problem. But they can send down here. And
you recruit more people. Yes.
Is unfair and is uncalled for.
Okay.
But they're supposed to be happy because other international communities are watching us. Look at now, when they heard about all these things, what are they going to do? Are they going to come in and kill himself?
Okay, but it is our reality and we must deal with them. That's our reality. That's what we are seeing today. And without talking about them, how do we address them? That's the thing. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's allow others to come in now. Thank you. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome. Welcome back, sir. Sir.
Yeah. Because yes, about here one of the IPO lives in Turkey and actually can give an representative.
Yes, in a Kumakuche Mofo.
Yes. Well, you
okay.
Agent of Comana, Igbo in general, and actually both to representative authority due to nine on a 5 feet, the other zone on a feet. Emma, you may about that. No, my bet. Emma, now, not the carry to create a state in the civilian.
Okay.
All not the carry due to interest. Interest, the other political zone. Yes, the government. You will be. Oh, I work at Obrano on Anya. Because we are now. Oh, no, I'm not taking all your new words or sort of fruit on yourself. The little we are. Can you because Obrano?
Okay.
We're divided of political party. Because all of you are good people right now.
Okay.
And we some of them on SPC, some of them on Afghan. Some of them on a PDP and other political parties.
Yes.
Instead of them that seeing themselves as Igbo people, they are seeing themselves in different political parties. Instead of them having one cause.
Yes, so that same way, other tribes is when on different political parties. And when they're on a APC, when they're on a Labour Party, when they're on a other parties as well. So not about the thing.
Or something like that, and I'm not.
I guess what your
I'm coming.
okay.
This man has suspended from Senate. I think you know that the government from PDP.
Okay.
And the man, I think, is from APC.
Mingi.
Mingi. Senator Mingi. But the happened also now, almost issue alive negatively to their people. They were drawn into a political party by the side. I'm very affected.
Okay, I think ihe kwesịrị ikwu bụ ka enwee common agenda, ka enwee one agenda of Igbo people. No matter the political party onye nọ, ọ bụrụ that agenda ka a na-work with.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That they should have common goals. One and all people can have.
Okay.
They should have one ideology.
Okay.
And when they are pursuing the grace of Igbo, they should have one ideology.
Okay.
All your leaders can protect. Because if somebody is telling you today they will create another state for Igbo, I think that person is not telling you the truth. It's not back on the truth.
Mana ha ncha kịta wee bịa nwee ihe gbasara creation of state as agenda now. Don't you think na ha ga-achieve something from the different political parties?
No, they will not achieve it. Okay. Look at what happened. I think during Yaladua, when they are talking about having this development commission, I think from the Northwest, they see the idea. Say they will not have it. You understand my point?
Okay.
You know, in Nigeria, they always have interest. That is the problem of this country. We have diversity. We have religious diversity. We have ethnic diversity. So that will always apply. And when you're looking for anything in this country, so I will advise them to have one cause. Let them have one mind, whatever that. Let them drop their political party. If they have known that they are good people,
okay,
whatever they want to do, let them join hand and do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for what you say about all of this. Hello.
Hello, Megan.
Yes, welcome back, my brother.
Okay, thank you.
Enwelo ihe court like na the sea affect the network, affect a lot of things, and I think they are trying to fix it. So, but we'll manage. Let's continue, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay, go. So first, in our move up and up. Now, before this market, you are an IC. My new more for the idea of more than a good down in I never touch the more for an IC. I want to tell you that you not the color than I that when you go for them. What I go for that? You're going out.
Ebe nyanwa kwuru okwu nke bụ na enwe interview BBC melia about Masitato, a lot of things in them, and before then enwe eliminate somebody in Ogidi community here. You have to go and trace to some of the threats from social media and all of that. So when I call na nyanwa fulefa, he was not fully and that's when he removed himself. Not for an chose target our people, and then he left because no Kuloku cap, he did have but he didn't stop. So he left. So I remember vividly when he left. So all I meant for you to all those were there.
Oh, now for ya, when the more for Abonyamoma, or now about getting gone on here. But then even you know, I had the Yamuna, when not the government is that doesn't that you. Well, we remember of our heroes. Once in a while, kind of near, and the guy here, that's what
Onye Bulu na Ogidi was organized a protest against the sit-at-home. And there were Kia message BBC were ajụjụ. So ka BBC juba ajụjụ Uchemofo si no efiafo gbogbo onye na akwa no maka sit-at-home onye mere ji sit-at-home. Okay.
Because when you take a look at you under the when you was in the command, behind them were every May. What in a year, I made that job by a member of our hero.
Yes.
I find them. I had a mistake that job will cover up one. What we are just in ourselves, better to die. I have when it's all done. We are on the know we don't about it.
Okay.
So I had to go there to any night. So I had going there. I know somebody in this group. Mapanu is a lot of people and because they are telling what they are doing. So they don't have to take a lot of it. And everything is going on that on the ground. And so going in the data bump of an hour. Then in the data go for the UN. Despite that Nigerian government are not the current that happening. And I know why our work I can make it.
So why? No problem. We'll hear from others now, oh my brother. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Anyway, yeah, about contest, I'm going to put a mother na EBA. You going to put about the senator. Okay, well, thank you. Mr. Barrow, let's allow others to come in now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome back, sir. Lotelo Hanes onye na-ekwu na ịgaba n'iru sa nsogbu arụ. Gaba n'iru sa. Anyway, I got the short of the conversation before. MSC send their keys to send their keys to please. I had the short. I just say short. When I send me go to I had the short. I got the short. Send me go there. Oh. So send their keys to send there. Hello, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I got a shot before you could be such thing. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes.
How are you?
Very fine. How are you doing, sir?
Fine. Okay.
Please go on, sir.
My church is on
He's a human being, a Nigerian. Whenever he says something, we have to pay attention to. Okay, so you don't think that it is affecting Igbo people? You don't think that we are not represented properly the way we are supposed to? Okay. Okay.
The issue of educating more people in the
Yes, I can hear you. Go on, sir.
Look at the battle of these students and their teachers about 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
From very common and short hour. Nobody, no, was a conception. Thinking that you are very intelligent. The vocal outfit, the report or the integrated into another army are giving their people the information. Just what they say, I represent Bogara.
Okay.
So every information, this guys are born digital and this another army. I'm very true though. These guys, now they're more bigger than Nigeria, and Nigeria army just attention to anything. They are going to and they are ahead of them. So you get the news from that when you track, you never say our people on the road or they are after the operation, you come and see them. So they know when our people they are just sleeping and when they are not sleeping. So they're inside things. Since Nigeria has got the repentance, if they are not repentant, they are going to be convention. So that's why I'm going to say that what is their time? I'm appealing to nobody to go and
the thing is that you raised a valid point. You know, your point is very much valid, but it is now up to the military to also address what you are saying to see if they have means to checkmate the ones that are repentant that are amongst them, to see if they are sharing information with others at the end of the day. So it is now left for the military to address that. But thank you so much. Your point is very much valid. Yeah.
How long will it take to do that?
So that it is now left for them, but we'll see.
How long? Will I do that when they connect everybody to the country?
Okay, let's see what happens. Though the military came out to also address the fact that they are low on weapon. Nigeria is not manufacturing weapon, and sometimes to access these weapons could be like troublesome sometimes for them too. So I think, but with time, with this valid one you just came up with, we'll see what happens. We'll see how they will address it too. Okay, so you are saying that the repentance itself is even a strategy on its own. Okay. Mm. Okay, let's see what happens. Well, thank you so much. Who allowed us to come in now. Thank you so much, my brother. Yes, you raised a valid point, but we'll see the response of the military to that too, to see if you are, but the ones in the field, they are the ones who address this. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, welcome back, my brother. No, Gabani sir. Igwe okwu dị si n'iche n'iche o nwere nke ya bụkwa ịfụ na anyị ga na-adị careful maka fake news na ọ na ịkwetara na fake news dị, my brother. Onye nwa onye bụ na anyị ga na-adịkwa careful still. So ihe mụ na gị na-ekwu ofufe ị na-ekwu yes na igwe okwu ọzọ bụgodi ya, but anyị ga-aka ya na-adịkwa careful still. So onye ọ bụ
mana mụ matara nke ọma na onwe ihe dị n'isi ebe ahụ maka na ịba n'ọdụ ga dị tinyere bed a na-ada agba agba ịma na enwere minimum price a na-eri ya ebe ike na sistem ọ bụrụ na ọdụ iri ma ọ dachiri ebe isi abụọ ụtaja iwepụlata ka iwepụlata ụta bụ ọdị enwe ihe niile kụ niile kụ o nwere nke ọ ya bụ ikwu onye gajere ije ego nke mana a na nwa aghọtaghị nta wee asị na twitter mere ka nke m ihe ahụ dị mkpụsị ije na bet kịta na jee abụ ihe nke nwere ike mụgị na sistem na ụja kọmangodi ka ike za fọdụ nke
and most social media platforms some of if and myself for quite insightful like YouTube now if I put banana here the insight immediately what use so to see so all key even our stand here that if the insightful I must stay away from it make sure that insight in the mother at the end of the day you have to go ahead but yes and sometimes mmadụ nwekwa ike kwuo ife wepụ ya out of contents wepụta ya kwubezie another way ya ọ na-emekwa so ka i wepụkwa na o sokwa wee jekwa iji gosi gị na o nwere ike o kwule different thing wepụ ya out of context that decision was all in a different country can take that decision and only you could get that such powers in those countries or only the power so farmer be decided and you look at somebody like Obasanjo Kukwaloku say you have to go see pardon at the end of the day money get anti you go see no power over there that's horrible government power I to go in a country also government power other government now also now is senators na ọrụ ịgosi wee na-aga n'ihu wee nwee project ọ pụtara na enweghị ike iji akwụkwọ ndị oge ebe ọbụla anyị otu wee dozi a ka e nwee belata mmadụ n'isi onye a ha na nwa aja aka wee nyochaa ọ ya ka ị ga-eji wee malụ na ọ bụla otu anyị nwa si eme ebe a ka ndị ọzọ si emekwa adị mba na ama nkwụcha wee mee ya mana ha na nwa HDR so you went from America where you go there take it for a backyard they went at the time and I told you where you go so make them see away now I'm going on here anyway all two different things ihe onye nke amelu dị iche ihe onye nke amelu dị iche nke onye nke na their soil ka nke ahụ mee nke ị na-ekwuketa na our own soil ka abịa so all two different things but thank you so much ebe a ka ya achịkọta na time anyị ezugo my brother daalụ ebe a ka ya achịkọta ya daalụ. Yes, it's been fun hanging out with you on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebon.5 FM. Yes, it's very important that we get to talk about all that is going on in our political space because in so doing, we shape our polity the way it must be. You'll remember that political views come your way on Ebon at 103.5 FM Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And then Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. As this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition. I remain Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu Ekeze. Have a wonderful weekend. Till we meet again. Shalom. Okay, guys. Thank you, Rock. Remember to check out my book on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu Ekeze. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you.